Hello, my name is Richie Sinkovich, and I'm working on the Gold Mountain Fire as a strategic operational planner and a fire behavior analyst. Today, we're going to spend a little time getting oriented to the fire area and the fire perimeter, using Google Earth to give you all a better perspective on where the fire is located in relation to the terrain that's out here in the fire area. So just to get you all oriented to what you're looking at right now, we're looking pretty much at the same area that you see on the maps that have been posted to social media and you've been looking at so far along the fire. We have Ouray on the bottom left-hand side of the screen with the 550 corridor moving north up through Portland up to Ridgeway in the upper left side. If you look over towards the upper right, just where at the end of where it says Simmeron Ridge South, that's the Silverjack Reservoir. So with that, we'll go ahead and get started and coming down. So as we come down to the southwest corner of the fire outside of Ouray, you can see the area of the fire that goes along the 550 corridor. This area is showing containment and the fire perimeter has not moved for multiple days. Continuing, moving north along 550, we're going to start swinging around a little bit more to the east. And now we're looking up to the east towards Simmeron Ridge. This is mostly the view that you've seen as you've been going north and south along the 550 corridor in that County Road 12, County Road 10 area. And we'll keep coming up here as the fire has been pretty static for most of this area. And now we're looking up on the Simmeron Ridge. And for the past couple days, most of that smoke that you've been seeing from 550 has been in this area kind of to the left of the screen up towards the top of the ridge, although we have seen it calm down quite a bit today with last night's precipitation. So keep moving up. We're looking at Nate Creek. That's that drainage kind of going through the middle of the screen. And we're going to keep on coming up here over the top of Simmeron Ridge. And we'll start looking up the west, middle, and east forks of the Simmeron. We got Silverjack Reservoir here, just right at the bottom of the screen, so that you can see this red line is the perimeter looking up those three forks. We're going to continue coming around and give you all the view from Upper Mesa. So now we'll just land here on top of Upper Mesa, and we have the middle fork here in the middle of the screen, west fork over to the right, and east fork to the left. These are the areas that have been producing a little bit more smoke over the past couple of days, although it has been diminishing. And we'll continue moving up. We'll just come around here on the east fork over here on Pinnacle Ridge, give you all a good view of the fire perimeter here, before we come back around to the middle fork over on Turret Ridge, and back over to the west fork. You got Simmeron Ridge to the right, Turret Ridge to the left, coming back around up the west fork of the Simmeron. Continuing, this area of the fire has been static for well over a week. Haven't seen any movement in this area for a few days. Now we start getting into some really steep and rocky territory where the fire has very little fuel to move as we kind of come around more towards the Cow Creek drainage area. As you can see, fire has moved up into Cow Creek. And as the fire comes out of the Cow Creek more towards the west, you will have noticed, if you're keeping up on the map, that this area, kind of in the middle of the screen, is where you see some new containment lines on the maps that have been posted over the past couple of days. Again, very steep, rocky terrain. Fire is getting into areas where there's very little fuel and opportunities to grow. And now we start coming back around to Uray. You can see it down there in the middle of the screen. And gonna get oriented back to where we started in that on the 550 corridor and zoom back out to the orientation that you've been seeing on the map so far. All right, I hope that helps everybody get a little bit more oriented to where the fire's at in relation to some landmarks. Thanks so much for spending a little time with me today, and have a great day.